Hey everybody, so welcome back to Rusty again. So today I'm going to be removing this trigger guard from this Harrington and Richardson Topper Model 88. And one of the reasons is I need to clean the inside, but also I'm probably going to end up removing the bluing on this gun, and I'm actually going to probably be doing a browning on the gun to give it a more of an old antique look. This is actually a gun I got when I was about 14 years old. So the gun is, over 30 years old. Kind of give you an idea how old I am. But, the reason I'm doing that is because this is actually a plastic trigger guard right here, and I don't want to do any damage to it when I go to do any cleaning, because you have to get to the inside of this is very difficult on a lever brake shotgun. So basically you have to do everything through the trigger group area. So we're going to go ahead and remove that, and I'll show you how that's done. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to remove the barrel, and we'll remove the forend. Removing the forend is really easy. It's just one simple screw up here. It would be kind of a pain. There it goes. Take the forend off. To remove the barrel, just drop it down and slide the barrel off like that. Now, to remove anything else on the gun, these are all just pins that are in here, and typically you want to drive the pins out from the same direction all the time. So I always drive these pins out from this side of the gun. And to do that, you're just simply going to need a hammer and a punch. And also, many times I will use, I kind of straighten out an Allen wrench on some of these to do this too. If you don't happen to have the right size punch, you might have the right size Allen wrench. But we're just going to remove these two pins right here. There's only ones we need to remove the trigger group. Pin. There it goes. We just need to knock the smaller pin all the way free. Once that happens, then once we get those pins knocked out, then the whole trigger assembly will come out. Sometimes these pins can be really difficult to punch out. Sometimes they'll come out a lot easier. It's really just depending on your gun. I'm going to set this off to the side real quick, and I'll show you the inside real quick so you can see the inside. I'm going to run my finger in here and you'll be able to see. Actually, let's use a Q-tip. So I got another piece I got to get out of there. There it goes. So you can see with the Q-tip, a lot of carbon buildup in it, and that's one of the reasons, because these guns can be very difficult to clean out the inside, because everything is contained within here. Now, if you need to remove anything else, the hammer or the firing pin or anything like that, if you don't know how to do it, you may want to take it to a gunsmith and have them do it, because it can be very difficult to get the pieces back in place properly inside the gun. One of the tricks I use when I go to put this back together is, once you have this part, it is very difficult to get this particular piece back in properly, because of this right here. You have to get the holes lined up with everything just so you have to get all these holes lined up, and there is a small spring right here, and as you push this in, all this pressure on everything tends to want to move this stuff, and so you have to be able to keep that hole lined up so that you can drive the pin back through all these. Now, one of the tricks I use to do that in this particular type of gun is I will actually use a Q-tip, and what I will do is I will take the end of the Q-tip and I will wedge it through, and you might be able to use a small dowel rod or something like that if that's something you want to use, but typically I will do this, and I'll drive a Q-tip through it, okay? And once I do that, I'll push this out, just get this lined up, and you can clip this off, okay, so that you don't have the whole Q-tip sticking through the piece like that, but you just run it about like that, and you can clip this off, this piece here. I'll just do it just kind of do it real quick right now to show you what I'm talking about. So just kind of clip that off, and now all these pieces are held in place, so you can put this, then you can put this back in the gun, and everything's set where it needs to be, okay? And then you can then take your pin and drive your pin back through, and all it will do, as you're driving that pin through, it'll push into the Q-tip part out, but it keeps your pin lined up where it's supposed to be. So just a simple, quick trick you can do in order to keep everything lined up as you put all this back in place. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult to do. But that's about it. That's what I wanted to show you guys today. So that's basically removing your trigger assembly and then how to reinstall the trigger assembly, making it nice and easy for you. As for the rest of this gun, like I said, I'm going to strip the bluing off of this and then actually brown the gun. I will probably leave the hammer blued, maybe. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I might brown that as well, but I just want to change up the look of the gun a little bit. But anyway, thanks a lot for joining me. Take care.